Hey Moonies, welcome to the Sailor Moon Fan Club podcast. I'm your host, Victoria L. Johnson. I'm here with the amazing musician, Fefe Dobson. Hi, Fefe.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. It's a beautiful day out here in Nashville, Tennessee, so I'm just enjoying the sun.
Yeah. Oh, lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Oh man, I've been wanting to go to Nashville. I hear it's like really nice.
Yeah, it's a rad city.
Cool. Cool, cool. So, first question I usually ask everyone is, what's your first memory of watching Sailor Moon?
My first memory, I was really young. I just remember seeing Serena and Meatball Head, and I thought she was so cool, and her outfit was so cool. And I used to play it with my girls during recess. And I was always Serena because I could do the best voice. I'm not gonna do it right now because I'm too shy, but I always was able to do it. And I loved Mars too. She was awesome. Um, but I just remember her outfits being so rad and her, I don't, she was very feminine, but at the same time, she was very, she kicked butt.
Mhm.
She was just a rad woman. She was a strong woman. And I liked that. I hadn't seen anything like that, really.
Yeah. Definitely, definitely. I think that's such a great thing. A lot of people bring that up, and it's something I've noticed more as I've been watching it lately. It's just like how like all the characters are so strong and badass, but like also cute and like fashionable.
Right. Yeah, most definitely.
Do you have any favorite episodes or moments?
I was obsessed with her and Tuxedo Mask's relationship. And I loved how he would tease her and how mysterious he was. And I used to think he was so cute.
Mhm.
And I was like the nerdy 13-year-old drawing like pictures of them and learning how, like, I think everybody could relate to this, of like trying to learn how to draw the eyes. Like,
Definitely.
because it was the first time I'd ever seen eyes like that. I was like, oh my God, I want to learn how to do that. And it was so hard, so hard.
Yeah. No, I mean I can definitely I feel that too. I tried drawing those eyes and it's hard. Like it
Really
looks
hard.
simple, but it's really hard.
Yeah, to get the light in the eye just right. It was really hard.
Yeah, and like the little like patterns, like it's like triangles or something in there, and like there's like two
Yeah.
circles, but like every time I did it, it just looked really awkward.
Yeah, me too. I was like one like it was like where is Serena looking? Like is she looking at Tuxedo Mask or at So Jupiter? I don't know.
Don't know. Yeah, I
Yeah.
completely agree. I think you kind of
Oh.
answered this, but do you have a favorite Sailor Senshi slash Scout?
Um, favorite scout. Oh, what was the first one? I think you know more of the lingo than I do.
Oh, so like the original series called them Sailor Scouts. I mean, not the original, the American,
Japanese.
yeah, but in Japanese they're called senshi. So I always like say both because like people have know it in different ways. So like over here in North America they called them Sailor Scouts. In Japan they
Yeah.
call them Sailor Senshi.
I remember the Scouts. I don't think I've seen the whole all of the Japanese. That's
Mhm.
the original though.
Yeah.
Right? And I haven't seen that version. But when I did watch that version, I did notice the voice of Serena was very different.
Mhm.
Um, which is always how I was able to determine which one I was watching.
Right.
Um, but I grew up on the Scouts,
Yes.
I
Same.
grew up on them, so I
Yeah.
might be into them a lot because but now as like an adult, I respect the Japanese version more, I think, because it's the original, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I grew up also on like the North American version with Sailor Scouts and Serena and Darian and all the
Yeah.
gang, Lita. Um,
Yes.
but like same thing when I was finally able to watch the Japanese version with the new dub, I have a lot of appreciation for it because like it is like more closer to like the source material, like things that they want,
Mm-hmm.
and not
Most
censor,
definitely.
but still love it. And it's actually cool because it was dubbed in your home country, Canada.
Was it?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah, all the voice actors are Canadian.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's really cool.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, it's fun. Yeah, I didn't know that until much later either. I just always assumed they were American, but yeah, they're Canadian.
Oh, that's rad.
Yeah.
That's really rad. Can you
Um,
still see me all right? I just want to,
yeah. No, you're good.
okay.
Hoping you're not too
My
hot.
two, oh my gosh, it is hot. It's so hot out here, but I'm good because
Yeah.
I'm used to the heat.
Okay.
I'm used to the heat.
How's the barbecue over there? I hear it's really good.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah. Oh man. Do
Yeah,
you
it's
have
amazing.
any favorite spots that you're willing to divulge?
Um, there's some little there's been spots that have been around forever and they're more than mom and pop shops, but I would say like the originals are the best. I forgot which one it's called. It's down by me, but I don't remember what it's called. I have to get back to you on that. I
Mhm.
know one of my favorite spots in Toronto is Bark. Um, but the one in Nashville, I'm still learning. I'm still learning. There's so many amazing restaurants out here, and it's growing constantly. There's always a new restaurant popping up, and it's always fabulous.
That sounds about right. That sounds about right. I love food so much.
Me too. I love food.
Yeah. Oh, man. So yeah, but who you mentioned like Sailor Moon, Sailor Mars. Are they your favorites scouts?
Yeah, like Sailor Mars was just so badass. She's like a rock chick. But I loved Sailor Jupiter's voice. Her speaking voice was so like raspy, and there's just little things that I remember of each one but I think Sailor Mars was like she was like Joan Jett, but
Mhm.
a scout.
Yeah, I love that connection. That's so cool. I love Joan Jett.
Hmm.
Speaking of that, because you are a fabulous musician, um, how did you get into music?
Um, I started really young. Like before I could really even talk, I was singing. That's what I gravitated toward. That was my way of expressing myself. And I started just singing along to artists that I loved, like Mariah Carey and Celine Dion and Paula Abdul, Janet, a lot of different female artists. And then as I got older, I went into music theater and I started doing musical theater and went to music theater high school called Wexford Collegiate in Scarborough, Ontario. And from there, I just started working on trying to get a record deal. And I actually got noticed by record labels by making karaoke tapes of all things. And I just made a bunch of karaoke tapes and kept sending them to labels until someone paid attention to me. And then I met my producers, Jay and James, who did the first album with me, and they met me. They introduced me to my manager, Chris
Mm,
Smith, and then Chris introduced me to Island F Jam, and that's kind of how it went.
nice. It
Yeah.
sounds smooth. I don't know. It sounds like
It sounds smooth when you talk about it 20 odd years later, but it was definitely, a lot of moments of like, for me, I was so young. I was like 15, 16 when I started trying to get a label deal. And I was, you're heartbroken all the time because you get a lot of no's before you get a yes. You get a
mm,
lot of no's before you even get a maybe.
it's
So
good.
it's definitely not smooth. It's not overnight whatsoever.
Yeah, yeah. That's so cool though. I feel like you're such a, did you realize at the time that you would be like this icon for like Black girls who are into like rock and punk rock and
You're sweet. All I knew ever while I was making music and while I still make music is just trying to be myself and trying not to honestly be anyone else, not someone that's another artist and not someone that's like um anybody. I have to be me, and that's been and follow my heart, and that's been my guide, honestly,
yeah.
my entire career. I would say good and bad sometimes with my heart, but it's led me to where I am today. And I wouldn't all the lessons and situations that I've had to learn from wouldn't have happened had I not lived through it.
Hmm. Definitely. Yeah. I totally get that for sure.
Yeah.
And then now you have Sunday Love on. streaming. How did that feel?
So Sunday Love was an album that came out. That one's a whole other story, but
Right,
it was meant to come out. It got shelved, and then it
right.
came out after me and Island Def Jam parted ways. I re-signed with Island Def Jam and did the album Joy with Stuttering and Can't Breathe and Ghost, and I Want You and Watch Me Move. So Joy is my last commercial album. And then I had some singles after that, Legacy and a couple others. And then right now I'm working on a new album. And the new single, I don't know if I'm allowed to swear on here, but it's
Oh,
called
you're
Effin'
fine.
in Love. But it's you know what Effin' stands for. So yeah, that's basically where we're at right now. And yeah, we're very excited. I'm very excited.
That sounds very exciting. What's the new song about? Like, I mean, it kind of, I feel like you can kind of tell from the title, but what
It's
inspired
just
it?
um what inspired it for me was um the man. I mean, for me it's about loving someone's body and being obsessed with their body and just being so enamored and in love that you're having this emotional firecracker going off inside of you.
Mhm.
You know, it's just like, oh my God, this person's just the best. And
Yeah,
it's that feeling of just being in relationship nirvana.
yeah, like very visceral and like, I love this person so much.
Yes, exactly.
I
Exactly.
I totally get that. Yeah. That sounds like it's gonna be, that sounds great.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm excited about it. I wrote it a few years back and we decided to revisit it. And so it's kind of a song that's always needed to see the light and it's finally getting that chance, which I'm really stoked about.
yeah, that's awesome. Can't wait.
Yeah.
That's what I was kind of mentioning before those Sunday Love, like you were mentioned in this interview, just like how you felt about like getting canceled and then coming out later on and just like going through those emotions.
Hmm.
How was that for you?
I mean, in all honesty, during the middle of it, it sucked. You know, of course, I'm not going to sugarcoat it and say it didn't hurt. Of course, when you have a dream and you put all your love and passion into a project, and then whatever that project may be, and it gets canceled or it gets lost or it gets shelved or put on the side or not, you know what I mean? It
Mhm.
it always is hard for any of us, you know, when love and passion is put into something, we want it to be released. We want it to be shared. We want to connect. So when that didn't come out, it was devastating for me. And it's like going back to the drawing board, you know,
Mhm.
music's all I know. That's been my everything. So, and still is. So back then it was definitely very difficult. Definitely very difficult.
Yeah. Then it got released and um
It did get released.
yeah, now fans can listen to it.
Yeah, it got released and it was interesting before it got released. I was still going through the process of the album not coming out, and I was in my condo in Toronto, and I was in the other room, kind of being emo. And I heard on Much Music, which is was our music channel for listening to music videos and whatnot.
Mhm.
I heard one of the songs playing, and I was like, "Why do I know that song? It's on TV." And it was a song I had written for Sunday Love, and it was Miley doing the song and doing the video, and it was just I was blown away. I was blown away that she was singing my song. And it was a moment for me, a blessing in disguise of being like, oh my gosh, it like created a fire in me again and a pep in my step to like be like, I can do this again. So when that happened, Miss Selena Gomez did As a Blonde and Jordan Sparks did Don't Let It Go to Your Head. And they were all just these many blessings just kind of showing themselves to me.
Mhm.
And it inspired me to get back in the studio, and that's when I went to LA and did I Want You and Watch Me Move. So it there were so many beautiful things that transpired from uh, Sunday Love, even if it wasn't the actual album like it was meant to be at that point.
Right. Oh, that's good then. But I feel like yeah,
Yeah,
after the Miley cover, and I feel like I'm happy that it brought you joy.
it did. And that's why I named the album Joy. After that was because I really did find a lot of joy and was really in a great place and proud. I'm really proud. And I feel like in that album you can really um hear that. I hope.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. That's cool. Um, which Sailor Moon character do you think would make a good like alternative or punk rock lead in a band?
I would normally say Sailor Mars, but I think Mercury is like
Huh.
she's like that low key, like she'll be all sweet, and then you get her behind the mic and she's like kicking things and she's that cute, like, and then just goes in. I think Mercury would be like rad as a front woman.
That's a really good answer because I totally feel like she's a person who understands the assignment all the time. So I feel like
Mm-hmm.
she definitely would like, okay, like study and like look at the Janet and the everybody in the landscape and just kind of like put something together that would be amazing because she's
Oh
like,
yeah.
this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do it right.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, that's a great answer. I was not expecting that. I love it. Do you like any other anime or any other nerd stuff?
I think like I haven't gotten into a lot of anime that was after my time, like Sailor Moon was like that perfect time for me.
Mhm.
And so I kind of uh just gravitated towards it. But I do think a lot about being a Sailor Moon character for Halloween. So I think about that a lot. I love Sailor Moon. I think Sailor Moon is so awesome.
Yeah. Who would you dress
Yeah,
up
I
as?
think so.
Oh,
So. Who would I dress up as?
mm.
I don't know. I don't know.
That's a lot of
Maybe I'll
options.
create my own.
Ooh, that would be really cool.
Yeah,
Sailor
let's
Fifi.
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sailor Fifi.
That would be awesome. Someone gave me the idea to because I love Sailor Moon. I also love like Sailor Neptune, Sailor Pluto. And they were like, oh, it'd be really cool if someone combined like Sailor Pluto and Sailor Moon together. And I was like,
Yeah,
such a
yeah,
cool idea.
that's awesome.
Yeah,
That's super cool.
it's these DJs and they're actually called the Sailor Boom DJs in New York. They're the ones who gave me the idea, so shout out to them.
That
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, I like it. Um,
me too.
I would love to see you dress up in a sailor scout. I feel like that would just be really cool and fun.
That'd be amazing. I'm looking into it.
Please do. Please do. It'll make my day.
Love it.
Yeah. What else do you stand? So like it doesn't have to be like nerdy or anime or anything.
Um, hmm. Well, I'm an early Disney fan. I know like all the songs to, the 90s Disney movies and Little Mermaid, which I think is 80s actually. But
80.
I'm obsessed with early Disney. And I'm obsessed with Judy Garland. So, Wizard of Oz, but even more than that, I'm obsessed with just her. I stan a lot. I can be a stan on a lot of things actually. But yeah, I'd say like Judy's one of my favorite. Music in general, I'm a stan.
Her voice is gorgeous.
Oh yeah, she was an amazing, amazing woman.
Did you see they made a movie on her with
Renee Zellweger.
Renee Zellweger. Yeah. That was great.
Yeah, yeah, she did. I mean, it was cool. I don't know if you've seen Halston, the new show on Netflix that forgot her name, but she plays Liza Minnelli, and she did really well with the mannerisms.
Mhm.
Um, and the singing was great, fabulous too. So yeah, I'm a big fan of that.
Yeah, I can tell. But yeah, no, I
Hmm.
completely agree. It's fun stuff. Yeah.
Yes.
Um, what advice would you give to someone who wants to become a music icon?
I would say, just be yourself. don't give up, and be patient with yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself, because, you know, there's ups and downs with everything, and you just gotta, you gotta get through it, and everything will be all right. The industry is tough. And my mom said when I was a young girl, she said, if you want to do this, you're gonna have to have thick skin. And oh, was she right?
Mhm.
You need skin on skin, and thick on thick in this industry. It's very, it will test you. So I would say that as well.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I mean, just like even getting up on in front of a crowd and like bearing your soul and like singing about things that are personal, I'm sure that alone is like hard.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. It's therapeutic though.
Mhm. I could see that. Yeah. And then not even mention like industry.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Ooh, well, going back to if you dressed as Sailor Fifi, what would your powers be? What do you want your powers to be?
Um, I think I'd almost want to be like a Care Bear in the power world. I'd want to like be able to shoot love from my hands or something. I know they shot it from their belly and stuff, but that's not as cute. So I'd like to shoot it from my hands and be able to just make people care about each other. That'd be cool.
That would probably bring about world peace. So yes. How did you watch Sailor Moon, by the way? I don't think I like what
What was the question?
how did you come across Sailor Moon? Like I remember you said you played it with like your friends, but
I don't remember exactly. I loved TV a lot as a kid. Again, Care Bears was one of my favorite. And as I got older, it was when I went to elementary school, it was Sailor Moon, and it was the original Power Rangers.
yes.
Um, so I liked being active during recess. So I liked playing like, you know, those kind of games during recess. Like I liked like playing Power Rangers and stuff like that. Like I liked to be like a tomboy and beat up things that weren't there and like just be like, oh my god, girls, like I always like that. Like that's how I amused myself. I had, and I still do have a very crazy imagination. So
Mm.
I was able to see things that weren't there and be like, oh my god, like for Power Rangers, you'd be like, oh my god, girl, putties, we call them putties. And then in Sailor Moon, it would just be like this whole like dramatic thing, and I'd put on the voice and do the hair, and it was fun. It was fun. It kept me amused.
It sounds very amusing. I think I used to do the same thing with my cousins, where I'd be Sailor Moon, my other cousin would be Sailor Mars, my other cousin would be Sailor Jupiter, and we just like play pretend and just have fun.
I love that. I
Yeah,
love that. Imagination is so, so important.
it really is. Yeah, and it's fun. And fun fact, Power Rangers had an original series in like Japan,
Oh,
and that inspired the Sailor Moon creator.
oh, weird. That's so crazy. Those were like my
Yeah.
two favorite shows growing up.
Yeah, a lot of people have that. Like I grew up on Power Rangers too, and it's just so funny how like one inspired the other and it kind of like just goes together.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's super rad.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, like color coded and powers and love and all this stuff. Fun stuff.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah. Do you have any Sailor Moon merch?
I don't, but if you ever come across something that, let me know. I mean, I'm into it. Especially like having a studio. It'd be cool to have little toys or different things up,
Yeah,
memorabilia.
that would be cool. I have this like it doesn't light up right now because the battery died, but it's like a little thing and
Oh,
it's
that's
supposed to light up
cool.
with different colors.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool. Yeah, I used to have the doll, the Barbie doll, when they first came out with the red rubber boots, and I don't know what happened. My mom got rid of all my dolls. I might have a picture of one somewhere that I had in my room, but and I had the original Power Ranger dolls, Barbies, when those came out too.
I love
But I respect it. I love it. It's like I said, it's the imagination is so important as for kids as it is for adults. We should still be able to express that. It's so important. So I'm all about it.
Yeah. Well, I feel like if you want a good place to start, Hot Topic has like a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I'm that girl that needs to go on eBay.
Oh yeah.
I need to go on eBay and find like collectibles. Like I'm all about the collectibles.
Yes. I'm with that too. Yeah, someone
Yeah,
actually messaged me on Twitter. They have like a bunch of like retro things that they're selling of Sailor Moon that they've, I guess, collected over the years. And so I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool. Maybe I should get this and like some posters and
that's cool.
dolls.
Yeah, get
Yeah,
it.
I might. I'm thinking about
That's
it.
dope. That's dope.
Yeah, I think
Well,
of,
cool.
yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I have a
Yes.
few things and it's fun. It's fun. I'm like looking
Awesome.
around, but yeah, there's a bunch of stuff now. I feel like Sailor Moon fans are so lucky right now because for a while you couldn't find anything. Like I think in the 90s we had like a lot, and then the early 2000s it just kind of like disappeared. And then the last like 6 or 7 years, it's been like a steady increase of things.
Mm,
It's been nice.
yeah, that's cool. Very
Yeah.
cool.
Um, and then, so just like Sailor Moon, you might remember when you're watching it, at the end of the episode, she had like Sailor Moon says, and she would give like a PSA, like, do well in school or don't, well, she never said don't do drugs, but but something like that. So what would your phrase be? So Sailor Fifi says.
Um, Sailor Fifi says, "Love with your whole heart."
Ooh, I love that. That's so Care Bear of you. I love it.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. And if you wanted to send a message to your fans, what would you say?
I would say stay tuned for some new jams. They're coming right around the corner, new album. And I love y'all. And thank you for your support and love over the years.
Yeah, awesome. And you mentioned like you have new music coming out, but like, can you say when or like what's next for you? When's it coming out? When should we?
We just shot a video for Effin' in Love. And so we're just editing that right now. We should have something out in the next month or so.
Awesome. All right. Well,
Yeah.
episode will be out before then, so definitely check that out for whoever's listening.
Yes.
And thank you so much, Fifi, for coming on the Sailor Moon Fan Club podcast.
Thank you so much for having me. I had a blast.
Yeah, that's the
Yay.
goal.
Thank you.
And thanks, Moonies, for listening to the Sailor Moon Fan Club podcast. Once again, I'm Victoria L. Johnson, and you can find me at Miss Old School on Twitter and Instagram. And you can find the podcast at Moonies Club on Twitter and Moonies_club on Instagram. We also have merch now at mooniesclub.com. And you can, of course, listen to the podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. Oh, and please, if you can, leave a comment or review us on Apple Podcasts. And if you enjoyed this episode with Fifi, you can catch her at I Am Fifi Music on Twitter. And I think that's on Instagram as well. And thanks for listening, Moonies. Bye.